Hello everyone, and welcome. In this demo, we will learn how to create lesson plans in the lesson plan library in openSIS. Before we begin, let us first understand what the lesson plan library is. The lesson plan library is a centralized repository where teachers can create, organize, and manage lesson plans for different subjects, courses, and grade levels. It helps standardize lesson planning by allowing teachers to store instructional goals, classroom activities, assessments, and teaching resources in one place. Now, let us see how to create a lesson plan. From the side navigation menu, navigate to Lesson Plan Library. This page displays all the lesson plans available within the system, organized according to their respective subjects and courses. On the left side, we can also see a sample lesson plan, which serves as a reference for creating new lesson plans. Let us open the sample lesson plan. This sample demonstrates the standard structure of a lesson plan and explains the purpose of each section. It includes specific topic, which defines the lesson being taught; instructional goal, which describes what students are expected to learn; performance objective, which outlines measurable learning outcomes; rationale, which explains the importance of the lesson; lesson content, which summarizes the topics covered; instructional procedures, which describe how the lesson will be delivered; step-by-step procedures, which provide the sequence of classroom activities; evaluation procedures, which explain how student learning will be assessed; materials and aids, which list the resources required to conduct the lesson. The sample lesson plan can also be downloaded or printed for future reference. Now, let us create a new lesson plan. Click Add New Lesson Plan. This opens the lesson plan creation page. Here, we can enter information under each of the lesson plan sections. Help icons are available beside each section to provide guidance while creating the lesson plan. For this demonstration, let us create a lesson plan on Introduction to Photosynthesis. First, we will assign the subject and course. Then, enter the lesson identifier and the unit to which this lesson belongs. Next, we have the instructional goal. This section describes the overall learning outcome that the teacher expects students to achieve by the end of the lesson. For this lesson, the goal is for students to understand the process of photosynthesis, its importance, and its role in sustaining life on Earth. The performance objectives define the measurable learning outcomes that students should achieve after completing the lesson. These objectives help teachers evaluate whether the lesson goals have been successfully met. The rationale explains why this lesson is important and how it benefits students. In this example, students learn how photosynthesis supports plant growth, produces oxygen, and contributes to the Earth's ecosystem. The lesson content section summarizes the key concepts that will be covered during the lesson. Here, we have included the major topics related to photosynthesis that students will study. The instructional procedures describe how the teacher plans to deliver the lesson. This includes introducing the topic, explaining concepts using visual aids, encouraging classroom discussions, and involving students through interactive learning. The evaluation procedures explain how student learning will be assessed. In this example, both formative assessments, such as classroom activities and questioning, and summative assessments, such as quizzes, are included. Finally, the materials and aids section lists the teaching resources required to conduct the lesson effectively. Once all the required lesson plan details have been entered, click Submit. The newly created lesson plan is now added to the lesson plan library and is available for future use. Now, let us see how to assign a lesson plan to a teacher's calendar. Switch to the teacher portal. For this demonstration, let us open the account of Penelope D'Souza. Navigate to Classes, then click Class Calendar. Select the required date. From the list of available lesson plans, select the lesson plan we created and added to the calendar. The lesson plan is now scheduled for that class and date. Teachers can also create their own lesson plans directly from the teacher portal. Navigate to Lesson Plan Library. Click Add New Lesson Plan, enter the required information, and click Submit. Lesson plans created from the teacher portal are automatically assigned to the respective teacher as the owner. This completes the process of creating and managing lesson plans from both the admin portal and the teacher portal in openSIS. Thank you for watching.